Lopez rematch.
Yeah, I think we would. I'd hope so. There's like bad blood there too, man. Like they're very like they talk a lot of shit about each other, so it'll be cool to see,
Yeah.
what's gonna go
Well, I
down
look
there.
like you under witness protection right now.
Bro, I don't know. I keep trying to fuck with my light. It keeps doing this. I don't know what the hell's going on. You're right. There we go. Like, why is it
All we need to do is like give you like a voice cover up so you get like that
all
extra
muffled?
deep voice. It does decide to want to rain.
Man, what's going on back home, bro? Everyone keeps telling me it's been raining the last like week.
Dog, like it's been crazy. Like people been out on jet skis, boats, like in flooded water though. Like not on the lake or anything. Like they literally in flooded water. That's what it is.
That's insane. I saw like a video of like a dealership back home, just like all the new cars were like underwater. I was like, holy
flooded.
shit.
Yeah, it's been crazy, bro. It really has been crazy.
Has it stopped or is it still going?
No, I think it stopped. It hasn't rained or anything. It's like a nice day. I was just kind of a little bit windy, but it's been crazy, bro. Like it really has been just crazy. The amount of you just like, damn, like this. I mean, we needed the water, but like, damn.
Yeah, that's a lot. I can't remember that happening.
It is
like recent time. It's so weird. When I lived in Dearborn for a year, like I don't know if that's kind of by you, but like whenever it rained like that, that's when like shit would flood, man. Like you go on those little
Southfield is known to flood, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like anytime it rains, it's going to flood.
It's wild, man. Yeah, I keep seeing the videos. I'm just like, holy shit. People just cars floating down the street and stuff like that.
But like my thing is, why are you trying to drive through this shit and you got like a Chevy Cobalt? Like what the fuck are you doing, bro?
Yeah, that's not good.
Like, come on, dog. Like make better like decisions. Jesus.
I agree with you. I want to know what these dealerships do with all those cars that were underwater. Are they gonna just act like nothing happened and keep trying to sell those bitches? Or is it like...
I guarantee they're probably gonna try to like make sure that they're okay to sell or whatever. But like they may try to like, look, it was flooded, but I mean, we can give you a discount. We'll give you $100. Like we'll give you $100 off. Like the
fuck that. Yeah, I'm trying to buy a car with water in the engine. That's
right. Like I'm a pass.
Yeah, I'm all good on that, bro. These the conference finals are just weird so far, man. I didn't expect either of these.
It's super weird. I think the only team I feel like there's only two teams that people felt like could make it here, and that's Milwaukee and the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of just those fan bases in those areas, no one really thought that like Atlanta would be here or Phoenix would be here, especially who they were going up against. And for them to make it there, it's crazy. I mean, the games have been good though.
They have.
Outside, I mean, that game yesterday, it wasn't a lot of offense, but it was just a dog fight. Like it was a dog ass game. Yeah, so we'll see.
It's just weird. Like it's like, can you imagine if it's Phoenix and Atlanta in the finals? I kind of want that now. That'd be awesome. Like because it's just like you said, no one expected either of those teams.
Granted, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Milwaukee has kind of figured out what to do with Trey, and now it's just about making sure that they can stay steady on offense. But
definitely, yeah. I mean, that first game, he went absolutely nuts, and I was like, "What the hell, man? This is absolutely crazy." I thought the Bucks would just toy with him, but then they kind of got back to form in that second game. I gotta ask you something that I've been talking about with some people. Can we like at this point, and I don't like saying it, but like because I like Luka more, but like we have to say Trae Young's better than Luka right now, right? I mean, just based on like what's going on.
Do we?
I think so. Like, and I'm a Luka fan. I don't really love Trae, but like they're the same draft. And look at the success Trae's having. I don't really think the team is that much better. When I say that, my friends are like, "No, but the Dales team sucks." I'm like, I don't really think there's a huge difference in talent between the two teams. And Trae is just killing it. You think so?
I think there really is. I think Trae has more support. I think Luka's better, but I don't think it's like a far and above better though. I definitely don't believe that, but he is better. I think he's definitely better because you look at like look who he's going up against in these first rounds. Like he's going up against like title contending teams, right? Like he's going up against the Clippers both times, and he's taking them to the brink of of games where I think the first time was 6 games in a bubble. The second time we went to 7 games. So like he's pushed these teams. So I think it's just I think Atlanta does have more support though with Bogdanovich and Gallinari and
Has Lou been playing?
what is the dude's name? Yep, Lou has been playing. He's been playing okay though, but he hasn't been playing. And then I think the biggest difference is Clint Capella though. Mm-hmm. Like they don't have that in Dallas, right? You know how you talked about Porzingis and his his ability to not be sufficient as a center. Capella does all that, right? Like I think if you were to swap out and put Capella on Dallas, I think they would be dangerous.
Isn't that crazy? But like, I mean, because you'd think just by when you just name those two people, it's like Kristaps should be so much better. Kristaps should be like a top 5 center in the league, but it's just crazy how he just does not perform. I don't know.
Yeah, they got something to figure out, but I don't know if I can give him there though. So, but I feel like we got to talk about this whole Ben Simmons thing. And like, I know that they put out a thing talking about we're invested in him for the long run and everything, but like, he's not going to be there next year. Do you think?
I don't think so. I think it's funny that you just said that because I don't think Ben Simmons invested in himself, bro. To be honest with you, again.
Did you hear what Stephen A. said on what was it, like Wednesday or Thursday?
No.
He said he got a text with somebody very close to the situation, and he said that like he doesn't put in work. He has his family around him, and they baby him. And in the way his game has developed since he's been in the league, which has been very minimal at any, looks like it.
Yeah. Just like he's got a bunch of yes men or whatever in his corner, and he's just not being pushed to, I don't know. And at some part of me is like, okay, like it's his life. He can do whatever he wants. Like, he made it this far. He's producing a decent amount. He's an all-star. I don't think he deserved to be an all-star this year. But regardless, like he's doing enough to play all right. Like he doesn't have to be a superstar. Like that's on him, really, which is okay, do your thing. But like, yeah, I'm just tired of he's not going to be what, like you were just saying, like kind of like what it was built up that we thought that Ben Simmons was going to be. I just don't think he has the mindset for it. You just got to get in the gym, man, and start working on all that other stuff. Like he's so athletic and he has so much size. He's such a good defender. The intangibles are there. Just got to put the work in, man. I don't think he'll be there. I don't know why he would be. I don't think he's going to put that work in, so I'm shipping him out.
No, yeah. I think everybody's going to exhaust it. And then there's kind of like these rumors of like maybe him going to Portland in exchange for like CJ.
Okay. That'd be interesting. I wonder, so what, would he run as a guard still at that point, or are they going to put him at like the wing?
They'd probably put him at a power forward.
Yeah. I mean, he'd be really good if he was like a third option on a team, a guy that could.
And I feel like in that situation, I think he would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And plus, if it's, if you need somebody to where it'd be like, all right, give him the ball, he can bring it up, and then let Dame kind of just move over to a 2 guard. That way, he don't always have to bring up the ball. That would kind of, give Dame some time to rest a little bit.
Yeah.
So it could potentially work, and then plus it gives Philly a guard that can run the point, but still score and can score in clutch moments and stuff like that. So they'll just be really small though if they start him and Steph Curry.
Well, if I'm Portland, I'm getting more than just Ben Simmons for CJ McCollum. I promise you that, bro. Like that's not a fair trade to me. I'm either getting some draft picks or something else because.
But he just signed that dumbass contract.
Yeah, man.
What he making like 30?
I don't know. He's not really appealing to me if I'm a GM or like a team builder. Like it's just That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. He has that massive contract.
He has a dumbass contract.
Oh man, bro.
Been out here raping
Philly.
Raping Philly, bro.
That's awful, bro. Like it's like he's regressed this year. Like last year he'd put up like 20 in a playoff game, kind of like now it's just
I mean, he had that game where he put up like 42 when Joel was out and he went off. But the thing about it was like he wasn't timid, he wasn't afraid to take shots and stuff like that. And I think they started doing that hacker thing and it got into his head, and then all of a sudden he was just a shell of himself. Like like that whole play where he passed up that layup to Matisse Thybulle, Like that I think that would just like close the whole entire door right there.
Yeah.
Like the way the way everybody reacted to him making that play, they were just fed up. Like, bro, how the fuck you not gonna take that layup?
Yeah, I don't understand either, man. His decision making is just it's very interesting, and I wonder, like you just said, is it just he's in his head about it? Like, is it from the the missing free throws, the fact that he knows that they all know he's not going to shoot, so they just back off him? Like it's a very interesting situation, and I don't think it's that hard of a.
He needs to go to a therapist, bro.
Yeah, he does.
Like, seriously,
man.
he really needs to go see a therapist and get that fixed because that just you can't let something like the free throw line intimidate you that bad, bro.
For sure. I mean, I guess he'd still be an attractive, pickup to certain teams if like they felt like, all right, like we're gonna, still be able to develop him. He still's got a lot of potential. He's still young. It's like you just gotta but it's gonna be like, hey, bro, you're actually putting in work this offseason, like on your skills, your shooting, your decision making, all that stuff. Because he, like I said, he's still a great passer, can take the ball up, like you said, and he's a phenomenal defender of like 1 through 4, even 5. So, but yeah, 30 million. Whoo, that's a lot of money, bro.
A lot of fucking money, bro.
That's when you could have a bona fide star for that amount of money. So that's tough. I don't know. I would think that he's not going to be there next season. It'll just be interesting to see.
I think it's a wrap.
Yeah.
I think it's what's the name, and then things with like this Clippers and Lakers or this Clippers and Suns like series. Like,
I mean, is it over? They're up 3-1.
I don't think it is. I don't think like Ty Lue has done a masterful job of making game to game adjustments.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you.
We've seen and we have continued to see lately with Doc Rivers where he struggles with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think where Ty Lue is really kind of making himself an elite coach in the NBA, he does a great job. I think really it really just came down to them missing free throws. They missed like almost 10 free throws yesterday. That cost them the game.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? I know everybody was making shots, but you got to make your free throws. You can't miss 10 and think that you're going to win a game. Paul George missed like 3 or 4. I think Marcus Morris, like they were just losing or missing these free throws left and right. But I think they just found a way. Like, I really want to know who the fuck is this Reggie Jackson, bro? Like,
it's insane. He's playing phenomenal. Like, I mean, contested threes, contested layups, like double clutching it.
He has the most threes made in the playoffs right now, bro.
He's killing it, bro. He's killing it.
Like, I swear I own everything. I'm joking, but I'm dead ass serious. I think him and Bobby Schmurder kind of switched out bodies. So he went and did that bid for Bobby Schmurder, and Bobby Schmurder was playing for the Pistons when he was on the team. Because dog, like back. And like now it's some Bobby Schmurder back, and now Reggie Jackson just got his superpowers back. He must have got that vaccine shot. And superpowers kicked in.
Seriously,
like,
I don't know
like,
what happened.
Dog?
Because it was literally like his last year in OKC, he was a dog. He was awesome. I was excited for him to come to Detroit. And then he stunk the whole time he was in Detroit. And now, it's insane.
Now all of a sudden, Reggie Jackson just hitting, like, it literally looking like a starting point guard.
Yeah, for sure, bro. He's playing great. He's definitely not the issue. Paul George has had a horrible series, man. He's had a great playoffs thus far, but like this series, he's putting up points, but just the shooting efficiency has not been there,
Yeah, I think game 1, it was an okay game. But you're right. He's just not really shoot. The thing is, and what's making me upset is that he's settling. And I told you this before. He's settling for these jump shots. Like
he loves
he's falling
that 3,
in love
bro.
with trying.
Yeah.
Like you gotta. Like he was one. Literally, he was 2 for 10, I think, in the first half or something like that. And he was 1 for 7 from the 3-point line. So you only shot 3 3-pointers or 3 2-pointers, bro. Like, what are you attack the rim, bro? Like,
no, you're right. And he's a good finisher. He's athletic around the rim. Like he's got I don't see why he doesn't. That would open it up more for him to take those shots too. That's just I don't get that.
He just settles and like they have to. The thing I think it's not even the fact that PG is struggling shooting. They have to activate somehow. Marcus Morris has to get it together.
Yeah, he does. That would help the whole team. You know what's weird? It's been a scrappy series, man.
It has been.
Yeah.
Like all these games have been like dog fights, but like that game where they won game 3, like Morris played well. Like he had a really good game. He had his usual 20, and he hasn't been doing that. And shout out to Zoo. That matchup with Zubac and Ayton, they have been going at it, bro.
Yeah, I've gained a lot of respect for Big Zoo during this series, man. I've always kind of just thought he was just a body that didn't really, but like he gets like 10 boards a game, probably like 12, 14 points. Like he
like
plays really
he's
well.
been. I mean, granted, he can't match the athleticism, but just a big body that's there. I think yesterday he put up like 16 and 15. Like he had a really nice game. Like them two have been battling.
Aiton's a monster, man. Like that
He
dude
is.
is, and it's going to be exciting to see the next 5 years, assuming he can continue to grow at that same projection because he is so athletic and he makes good decisions. Like he's not, I really enjoy watching him. He's a good rim protector. He's got nice touch. Like he's a good player, man. I would love him on my team. They've got they got promise, man. They're very young. A lot of, players they can still develop, like Payne. Bridges is a really good player. They got a lot of energy off the bench. It's a good squad, man. It's a good squad.
Yeah, it's just gonna be interesting to see, like, one, how much longer can Chris Paul go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then who do you get to replace him? Because I don't think Cameron Payne can't do that.
No, he's a good bench. Yeah, but I wouldn't. I agree with you. I think they're gonna have to figure that out. I want to ask, so you think it's not over? And I mean, you look at it logically. So it's going back to Phoenix. They have to win this game. Obviously, it's a closeout game. But if they do win Game 5, then they go home to LA, which is obviously winnable. You got a home game, and then anything can happen in Game 7. So yeah, it's just, I think Phoenix has to look at this as a must win.
Yeah, they have. I mean, yeah, but I honestly, I think it'll at least go 6, but because they asked Ty Lue, like, do is the season or is the series over? He was like, we were down 0-2 and we won 4 straight, so it's not like this isn't doable. He was like, I don't know if you know, but I've done this before where we were down 3-1.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've done this before, so.
Correct. And in the first 2 series, they were both down 2-0 and came back and won. So it's,
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Phoenix cannot look at it like, up 3-1, like we're all right. Like, no, you have to like keep your foot on the gas and like ball out this next game. Book hasn't even played good the last 2 games. So
no, I think that broken nose is really affecting them. He took that mask off at the in the fourth quarter. He was like, "Fuck it, I can't." Like it's fucking with me. But it's I can't wait to see what the next game looks like in the adjustments that Ty Lue makes.
Definitely.
Like I said, he's really been showing his mastery of being a head coach and how he's able to make adjustments, make lineup changes, make in-game changes, game-to-game change. Like he's been masterful at this.
I agree with you. Yeah, his ability to adapt. I think he's more defensive minded than people give him credit for. Like he's really good at
for sure. For sure.
He's really good at the defensive schemes and getting him to put the clamps on. Obviously, we know from Cleveland and now here he's good at managing stars, which is a huge thing you have to be able to do as a championship coach.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. He's great. It was crazy just to see him take over midway through that. Granted, he had LeBron and Kyrie, but like you got to give him credit. The coaching is still everything, especially in that tough ass series they won. Against the Warriors. And, just the stuff you heard that he was saying in the locker room and like in Game 7 when he like got in LeBron's face and was like, this is your legacy's on the line, Bron. Like, you got to fucking step it up. And like Bron was pissed, but it's like, yeah, man, like that's awesome.
You're right. Exactly. It activated him.
Yeah. That's what you need from a coach, man. Like I really respect Ty Lue. Didn't you just send me, is Chauncey going somewhere?
So there's 2 coach signings. So first was the Mavs are signing Jason Kidd.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
So he's going to the Mavs, and then Chauncey's going to the Blazers.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it could be a good move. The biggest thing is they just have to get things figured out on the offense or on the defensive end. It's not offense; they're good on offense. They put up like 118 a game. It's just, can you stop somebody?
Mm-hmm. Well, if they got Ben Simmons, that'd be interesting because that would definitely take away some of their points per game, but it would also really help with their overall defensive ability. So that would be very interesting.
I think sometimes you've got to be willing to take those chances. I mean, and then plus if Chauncey can really work with him and kind of develop his game. So do you remember that whole clip over last summer, or it's like the summer before, where Ben Simmons was just hitting all these shots or whatever? It's just like a clip of him in the open gym. He's hitting all these mid-range, pulling up from 3 and everything. And somebody was like, who photoshopped this?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Where was this at? Whoever photoshopped this, they need a job.
I remember that. You're right. It was like 2 off seasons ago, and I remember everyone coming into the season was like, okay, like Ben's actually working on the shot. This is gonna be interesting here. And then he came in and took like less than 5 threes the whole season again. It's just like, all right.
Like he just, I don't know what happened. So yeah, I mean, it'll be good. I'll be interested to see who they fill out with their coaching staffs. I really, really be interested to see, who they bring in to kind of fill out their the rest of their coaches roster.
Yeah, it'll be very cool. He's got championship blood, obviously, and he's the assistant right now for LA, right? For
he's one of the
Clips.
assistants for the Clips. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he's definitely got the experience. It'll be cool to see. I love Chauncey. Obviously, we're from Detroit, so it'd be hard not to be a Chauncey fan.
I mean, he's just a solid. He was a really good point guard that ran a championship team.
Great leader.
So exactly, and I think he can help with Dame and situational things, but he can really just know how to lead a team and figure that stuff out. And he's been around really good coaches, right? Like we just talked about Ty Lue and the great adjustments he's been able to do, and so Chauncey can feed off of those things.
Definitely, it'll be great to see as long as they can make some type of personnel change within the roster, because like we talked about it before, it's just you can't just keep trying. They gotta separate
CJ and Dame. It doesn't work.
Do you think CJ would be more fitted as a point guard?
Probably.
I think so too. He's really good in the mid range. He takes the ball up. He can go to work, but he can pass.
And he played it in college.
Yeah, I think he should be a 1. Get him somewhere where he can.
That's why I think him going to Philly. I think them swapping out Philly for Ben Simmons, I think could really be good moves for both teams. Like you said, you're giving up a little bit something defensively for Philly, but you got replacements, right?
Yeah.
You still got Danny Green, Tobias. You got Matisse Thybulle, so and then you can put CJ in that starting line, and then you have a solid guard that can actually go and get his own when need be, right? And then you really don't have many holes when it comes to things from in clutch situations where somebody's gonna be scared to go get to the free throw line, right? You don't have to make those adjustments.
Definitely, yeah. It's Philly is crazy. It's funny we brought up Portland with them because they're very similar in the sense like they have these very exciting regular seasons, and it's like, okay, is this the year? And then they cannot figure it out. So it's the same as we just said with Portland. I think this is almost a blessing in disguise for them because they need a change, they need some type of shakeup, and now it's like clear that that's going to be Ben Simmons, and I think it can only go up from there. Close that door, let some new doors open, and see what you guys can do. Like you just said, losing him, they're still going to be so good defensively, especially in the paint, and then they have good perimeter defenders like Thybulle and Danny Green. So, replace him with someone that can do something on offense.
You think Dwight will come back?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Dwight seems like he's like the type of dude that's on a new team every single year. So it's interesting. Because I would have prioritized keeping him if I was LA last year. He played great for them in the role that he played.
He definitely did, and they could have used him. They definitely could have used him.
Yeah,
like if they'd have had him. Even when AD went down, that they'd have had him, I think that would have kind of really helped things out, and they could have probably made it past Phoenix, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. It's just been a weird-ass postseason. It'll be
it's been very, very weird, bro.
What about the draft, though? Obviously, we got the number 1 pick.
That's
cool. Do you think that's for sure Cade Cunningham, or are they going to fuck around and do something stupid with it?
So the only other move I think that they could make is going after Evan Mobley, because they do need a big guy, right? And he's so talented from a defensive standpoint where he can really anchor a defense. So that's the only other move that I think that they could make, where I don't think it would be a bad move. People wouldn't probably like it, right? Because it's not the sexy thing, right? With getting Evan Mobley, he's a good, but I don't know. I don't think that they're going to do that. I highly doubt it because of just what K brings to the table. But I think that they should definitely give some looks at Evan Mobley because he can bring a lot on the defensive end. Because we really don't have a lot of shot protecting.
No, we don't. We don't have a lot of anything, to be honest with you.
So, like Mason Plumlee's our starting center, bro. So, yeah.
Yeah. I really like Grant. I think he's promising. We should hold on to him. I don't think he's going to be like a, on a championship team. I think he could be like a good third option. He's really good at, space in the floor. He's such a good athletic wing that can just run up and down the floor, play, 1 through 5D.
And exactly. It's his duality, right? Being both offensive and defensive. That just kind of, and I don't think anybody expected him to be so good offensively, right? Like he averaged 23 this year. So,
yeah.
he and shout out to him. He made it to the made it on the Olympic team. So it'll be hopefully they start trending in the right direction, right? I think they just really have to see what type of moves that they can make over the summer, but they're still going to be like between that 10 to 12 in the East,
probably.
So I mean, granted, it'll be some improvements, but it's not going to be like a major improvement.
Probably, I agree with you. I'm trying to find, since you brought it up, that I sent you that picture. I can't find it now. Maybe it was on my other Instagram.
The Olympic team?
Yeah, because I wanted to kind of discuss that since you said you had some worries.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Okay, I got it right here. So far, it looks like we got, they are small. We got Bam, Bradley Beal, Book, KD, Jeremy Grant, Draymond, Drew Holiday, Zach LaVine, Dame, Kevin Love, Chris Middleton, and Tatum. So that's what we got 12 so far. Is that the whole roster then? That's 12, right?
That's everyone. Yeah.
All right.
That's everyone.
A lot of talent. I see what you mean. They're very small. I'm trying to think. As far as big guys go, they got Bam, who's not even that big for a big man. Kevin Love.
I mean, he's 6'10".
Yeah, but we don't even have. Doesn't even look like we got a single dude that's 7 foot. KD might have to play like the 4 for us. That'd be interesting.
I mean, can we just stop acting like Kevin Durant ain't 7 foot tall? Like, I know they put him at 6'11", 6'10". Kevin Durant is 7 foot tall. He taller than Boogie Cousins, bro. Like, can we stop doing this?
He is really tall, man. Holy shit. He's a big boy. We got skill though, man. We got like athletic skill. Like, we should be able to run the fast break really well.
That's what I think they're really dependent on. Is just they're very flexible with everything. They could probably have a team where you can switch almost every single thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what they're thinking about, is just the fact that like they're not going to have somebody that can really be exposed on defense outside of maybe like Kevin Love.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only thing I think that they were really kind of thinking about is, look, y'all can do all this high pick and roll stuff all you want, but we're switching everything and we'll be able to guard everyone.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. Being that, like, okay, so let's say on the court, as far as big people, you got KD, Jeremy Grant, and Bam as 3 through 5 right there or something like that. Like, those 3 guys can switch between so many different type of players, like you just said. So running picks and high screens and stuff like that, they're going to be able to,
cut it.
Yeah, so that'll be really cool to watch. We're just we don't have a lot of top heavy size, but our average, I'd say we're pretty tall and they're lengthy, like 6'8", athletic. 6'9". Yeah. So it'll be cool. Like a lot of 3 to 4, position players. So
yeah, and we got shooters. Like
a lot of shooters.
From Dame to, you got Middleton.
Who do you think the starters will be? I'm gonna have to think Dame would take the point.
Bro, I was sitting there trying to figure that out. Like my guess would be it'll probably be Dame. It'll be
I might go with Book for the second.
That's what I was thinking. Probably Book at the 2, go Tatum at the 3, KD at the 4, and Bam at 5.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That'd be I can't really argue with that. Again, that's small, being that Bam's at our 5, but it's just very versatile defenders. I like that. Yeah. Dame and Book aren't really that good at defenders, but those other 3. And then having everyone else come off the bench, all of them can shoot basically. Looking at this lineup,
Yeah.
Other than Bam.
Bam's a decent shooter. Draymond is the one, which Draymond's not there to shoot anyway. Draymond's there to play defense and run the offense, right?
Yeah,
that's what
exactly
Draymond's there to do, is just to cause havoc. So, and he'll do that.
He will. I loved, I didn't like him for a long time, probably because I was a big Cavs fan when they were, going up against him, and he drove me crazy. But Draymond's definitely a player that I'd want on my team. He's just high energy. He's like that glue guy that kind of brings everyone together. And you just know, if you get shoved, Draymond's gonna get in the dude's face. He's gonna have your back. So he's a good player. He's that 0.4 role, which you don't see very often. And it's just his stat lines are crazy.
Yeah, it's like Draymond had a triple-double and didn't score a point.
How do you do that?
You know what I mean? So he's just super unique in that sense. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they're gonna match up with certain teams. So I don't know if you had a chance to see the other teams. I haven't, but who do you think, just kind of guessing, who do you think is gonna be their toughest competition?
See, that's the thing. I don't know, because I don't know any of these other pro players that play overseas, I'm just gonna end up looking at it and be like, okay, which star from the NBA is going to be on that team that could lead them? Like, is Giannis going to play for Greece?
I think Giannis is going to play for Greece. France is probably going to be really tough. I think France will definitely be tough. Greece, no, they don't have anybody outside of Giannis, right? Yeah. And those NBA players know how to guard Giannis.
Exactly.
So I don't think he'll be, especially Bam. Bam kind of like really, he knows how to like, and then Eric Spoelstra is going to be on the coaching staff. So
who's the head coach? Is it still Coach K or did he retire last?
No, he retired. It's the Spurs coach Popovich.
Okay, that's cool.
He's heading it off. So, so I think France will definitely be tough. Usually you got like Lithuania can be pretty tough. So we'll see. And then you usually got somebody like Argentina that can be kind of tough as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly think the toughest competition gonna come out of France.
Yeah, I feel like it usually does, right? I mean, I'm trying to think like back in the day who gave.
Well, but you got Spain and stuff like that. They're usually really, really tough as well. But everybody there has gotten older. And I don't know if they've really kind of developed that talent, that next round of talent. Same thing with Argentina. Like they're just a super old team. So yeah, and then be wary of that African team. They got a lot of players, and They may surprise somebody. So be wary of that African team. I know typically they suck, but they have gotten a lot better.
Interesting. Okay.
And so yeah.
Yeah, I'm just excited to watch it. When is it? Is it July? Is that one?
Yeah, they start I think it starts around like mid-July. So because like they were worried about like some of these players that like make it to the finals, right? And like and their availability and everything because they're going to be exhausted.
They will be. I'm going to pull that back up. So it could be Book. Could have
Middleton, it's just Holiday.
Yeah, you're right. So there's 3 players there. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Like, yeah, even if all 3 of those players make it, you think maybe they'd have more of a bench role and not play as much if they were just coming off the finals, or do you think that's not going to matter?
Probably the start. They may play more of a bench role, just to kind of give them, especially in those that pool play, like. They're probably just going to be blowing teams out. They may have one team that they may have some trouble with, but other than that, they usually blow those teams out by like 20 or 30.
Yeah, they're just usually far and away better than everyone else. So it'll be interesting. I don't know. I got to think the U.S. is going to win. But then again, I don't know much about all the other countries. And like I was just saying, it seems like it's going to be like a top-heavy one-star type of deal. Like I don't think Luka's team's going to do much, right? Like it's just him. I don't think they've got really anything else going on over there. And then is like Ben Simmons going to play for Australia, you think? No? Yeah.
Nope, but Australia can be tough though because they'll have Patty Mills is usually really, really tough. They'll have Andrew Bogut. So they usually and Derek Anderson, so they'll usually play pretty tough, and then they typically all have like 1 or 2 American people that have become citizens there, yeah. So they'll pick some of those guys up too. So same thing for like some of those European teams, they'll have some of those players. Canada could be tough too, so we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure. What's going on over in the NFL? Are we going to cover the NFC North today then?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Heck yeah. That's where
let's go for it.
Our boys reside. We might as well just start with the Lions then.
We can kick it off with the Lions. I mean, they've made some really good moves.
I do too.
The thing that I'm worried about is just what that offense is going to look like because they lost a lot especially from the receiving core.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you lost some guys, right? You lost Marvin Jones, you lost Galladay. So it's gonna be tough, but I like the guys that they have. Like I think Quintez Cephas is gonna have a breakout year. I think he's right. I remember him when he played at Wisconsin. Like the dude was just nice. They got Brashad Berriman from the Jets.
They picked up that receiver out of USC too. I don't know how good he's going to be.
Amon St. Brown. Yeah. So I'm not sure, but they're just. I mean, these guys they're really really young. So we'll see, but I really think that Quintez Cephas is going to have a breakout year though.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'm hoping that because we have a really good offensive line now, if you ask me. I don't know if it's like elite level, but Penny Sewell really, that's going to really solidify that. I think we're definitely top half of the league as far as offensive line goes now. And we haven't when in Detroit has that been the case. So it'll be interesting to see us work with a good offensive
and then
line.
Swift, and then they may pick up. I mean, I like the running back group that they have with Swift. They picked up Jamal Williams from Green Bay, and then there's talks about why am I drawing a blank on his name? From the Falcons.
Carry on, Todd Gurley.
Yeah. No, Carry On signed with the who did Carry On sign with? I think Carry On signed with the I'm drawing a blank. He signed with somebody. I want to say maybe let's see. I can't think of it now. I'm drawing a blank. I'll let you know. But he signed elsewhere.
And then Adrian Peterson's off doing his own thing still.
He's trying to find another. He need another contract. Hell,
he does.
Like, seriously, he need another contract. He owe money. Carry On signed with the Eagles. But he need money. Look, he owe money, bro. That car that he owed. Listen. So he tried to look. Let me be on the practice squad. I'll take it.
That's what's funny is he had an interview over this offseason saying he wants to be the next Frank Gore, play forever, or Tom Brady or something like that, play till he's 40. And I was just thinking that because we talked about that so long ago. Bro, no, you have to play till you're 40.
Right, that's the thing. Don't say it like you're doing that because
for the love of the game.
No, you're doing this exactly. You're doing this because your ass is making fucked up financial decisions. Jesus,
isn't that crazy when these? When it's lower end players, you can kind of understand it because they have this small window and they make a lot of money in that small window, but then it's over. But these dudes that make generational amounts of money with a contract or two, like Adrian Peterson, Mike Tyson, Allen Iverson, it's how the fuck did you lose all that money, bro? Where the fuck did that go?
It's gambling and splurging, and they don't know how to. They just had that sense where that money gonna keep coming. They don't know how to budget appropriately, right? Because you think they only make their money during the season.
Yeah.
Right? So during that whole entire offseason, they don't have any money coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Unless you got some type of endorsements or anything. But other than that, you only get paid through the season from your contract.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a long ass time to go without a check. Right? So these, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. That 30 for 30 broke, dog, that one is just crazy how many times these guys have just gone broke off of making all that money.
It's nuts, man. Absolutely nuts. It's sad too because a lot of it sometimes is just they're these yes men or these entourages that they got that they're paying everything for all these people, and it's just it runs out. It's crazy. But yeah, back to the Lions. Obviously, I really like the first pick, solidify the line. It's gonna be interesting to see how Goff does. And I think the line helps. He's used to having a good line, so. It's good. We needed to bolster that line because I think Goff would have really struggled going from a top 5 offensive line in the league to a team that didn't have a good offensive line.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So hopefully get that play action going. DeAndre Swift having a second year where he's just going to improve is really, I think this team, it's really just going to be depend upon how well Goff builds a relationship with those receivers, right? Because Hockenson, I think he's already proven that he's probably a top 5 tight end right now in the league.
Yeah, at least he was last year. So you think he'll take another step up?
I think he will. I think especially with that play action game, I think he's going to just really kind of shoot up. And I think he's going to be next in line to kind of take over that whole, George Kittle,
Travis Kelce type.
Travis Kelce, I think he's going to take over their spot. Probably if he doesn't do it this year, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't do it by next year.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'd hope so, man. It'd be cool to see them. The Lions just don't. Even the years that they've won, to me, 9-10 games over the last 20 years, they never have that pop about them, that spark. I want to see them have an exciting, dynamic type offense, and it'll be interesting because they don't have the receivers, but. Who knows? Maybe these receivers we signed are just speedy enough to the point where they'll be able to get open in the play action. We'll be able to make some really good plays. So I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, because those losses are big, but I think they've got, like you said, they got better. They got better in the trenches on both sides, right? They got better on the O line and they got better on the D line where they needed it. Now you just need the corners to step up, right? So
Well, after we took Penny, we took 2 defensive tackles, the dude from Washington, and then McNeil from NC State. And then I think we continue to draft. Let's see. Yeah, and then we drafted a cornerback. We took a linebacker later in the draft. We prioritized it. It'll just be, as long as they can make it a decently immediate impact. Who knows? It's just that D is just always.
You just gotta hope. I just hope that Okuda picks it up. We picked up Quentin Dunbar. Hopefully they can figure it out.
What do we have? 6 wins this year? 5 wins?
This last season? About last year?
Yeah.
Last year, what they have 5. I give them 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 6. I'm gonna say 6 as well. It's something to build off. If that O line stays healthy, and we continue to have a formidable line, that's huge. Then from there, it should continue into draft and pick up better talent. So I don't know. It's a good start. I'll say that, but I don't think we're gonna have an immediate impact this season. It really goes as Goff goes too. It's is he gonna have a shit season like he did last year, or is he gonna step it up and start playing better again? Because
who knows? I mean, a lot of it's gonna be dependent upon what happens with the guy in Green Bay.
Yeah, we might as well go there next because we can analyze them, but that's the first huge thing you're gonna think about in Green Bay is he gonna be there next year?
Right. That could completely change the whole entire conference, the league, the division. He affects everything, bro. Right. So if he's there, they're going to be a
it's just business as usual. If he's
right.
There, honestly,
they're going to be contender, right? They're 13, 14 wins. Mm-hmm. But if he's not there,
I don't even give him ready? 8 wins, not even, probably less than 8, to be honest with you.
Is Love ready?
I don't know.
And then they picked up Blake Bortles, I think, or something like that.
What? That's weird. Yeah, no, that's not your answer. I promise you that.
He's so turnover prone. So I think it really just comes down. I mean, they picked up Devontae Campbell. They re-signed Preston Smith, which I didn't think is huge. Bakhtiari is going to come back, so he should be healthy. And then I like some of the draft picks like Carlos Kemp and stuff like that they picked up. But, I mean, they Corey Lindsley, I think, left, and that's a center. So, the O-line, Christian Kirksey as a linebacker. And I think even, granted, I know you have Andrew Jones, but, having Jamal Williams as a backup running back was still pretty solid. So
yeah, for sure. I'm trying to see. So they took a corner with their first overall pick out of Georgia, Eric Stokes. Mm-hmm. Then they got Josh Myers out of Ohio State, the center. They kind of went back and forth, between offense and defense. I don't know how much of a difference all these dudes are going to make because none of these dudes I'm really even that familiar with, to be honest with you. But
likewise,
it's they've got a good formula already with the offensive line and their good, receiving core and stuff like that. But to me, it's literally just going to come down to Aaron. It's a completely, like we just said, a different outcome. I give him 13 wins if Aaron comes back, and I don't even think I can give him 8 if he's not going to be there, So what?
Facts.
But he's under contract actually, so I guess it would also depend on what they're getting back for him because they're going to have to trade him.
He's under contract, but because I think it's going to come back to, I think one or two things are going to end up happening where the GM is going to have to apologize, right, to Aaron and everything, and kind of grovel, or Aaron Rodgers I don't mind. I can go host Jeopardy. I'm good with that.
That would actually be pretty badass. I would like to see that. I don't have a dog in the race. I'd be upset not seeing Aaron in one of his last prime years, just waste it. But I don't know if he'd get a monster contract if he took a year off at this stage in his career though, and then came back when it's, you know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think he doesn't need a monster contract.
Yeah.
Even if he get a mid, a middle QB type of contract.
Let me reword that though.
Get about $25 million.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good point. Not contract wise, more so our team's still going to look at him. I know, granted, he just had an MVP year, but if he takes a year off and comes back at this age, are people going to be I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be. he'd still be a great player, but I don't think you're gonna be like, yeah, he's gonna be an MVP again. You know what I mean? You think so? At 38?
Why not? I mean, we see what Brady is doing, and he 5 years older.
What Brady's doing, yeah, playing for the best team in the league, and just
I mean, you act like he has weapons, right? Aaron Rodgers goes somewhere, he has weapons in the line. What do you think he's gonna do?
For sure, and you're right. I think he's better than Brady as far as talent. So that's a good point.
Right. So, like, can we stop? Like Aaron Rodgers is more athletic than Tom Brady, bro, and he puts in that same amount of work, bro. So, like, can we just stop acting like Aaron Rodgers isn't that guy? Like, he is.
Oh, I think he is completely. I'm just wondering if, like, people are gonna start, age.
They may question him, but I don't think anybody wants to get on his bass how that they want him to come.
No, I'd agree with you. And I would still want him. It's just obviously he's not a long-term option right now. It seems like he's on borrowed time. So,
Yeah, he may not be a long-term, but he definitely do a hell of a thing in the short term, though. You get 2 years out of Aaron Rodgers and you get a Super Bowl.
Well, definitely, yeah. It's like when LeBron was a free agent last. You know what I mean? It's like everyone knows. It's like it's not forever, but he's gonna make us a contender immediately. So yeah. Packers are completely up in the air for me. It's hard for me to even really make an assessment.
It's gonna be tough. It's definitely gonna be tough.
What do you think if they do decide to trade him though? What's are they gonna demand, like, they need a quarterback in return, or is it just gonna be a haul of draft picks? Like what are you looking for if you're trading?
I don't think it's a quarterback, because I think they found who they want in the future, right? Unless they try to get maybe a better backup than Blake Bortles, right? But I think you definitely just got to go with the draft picks.
Yeah, man, that'd be a haul of draft picks for Aaron Rodgers, bro. Probably at least 3. Man, that'd be crazy. Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see where he goes if they decide to trade him. Because, like, if you're Aaron Rodgers at this point in your career, you're not gonna. I don't think he has a no trade clause, right? Like, it's just gonna be like.
I don't believe so.
So he's playing a dangerous game, bro, because it's like they could ship you to nowhere, and like you're just not going to be successful for the rest of your career. You know what I mean? So I didn't even think about that till just now. But like they could ship you to fucking, I don't know, New York or something like that. I didn't think about that.
He can go to the Texans.
Oh man,
they're about to be so trash.
What if they traded Deshaun for Aaron Rodgers? Straight up. I
don't think Deshaun would be mad.
No,
Deshaun
definitely
would not be mad.
Sure, Rodgers would be furious, but
he would be pissed.
That'd be cool. That's actually a good. If you're the Green Bay, that'd be a good. That'd be. I don't know. Actually, but I don't know if Deshaun's gonna play. So
that part.
Yeah.
That part. All right, the Bears.
Yeah, the forgotten team in the division.
Right, but they're the most. They're honestly, between them and the Vikings, those two are the most dangerous teams.
Yeah, man.
In that division, and I think even somewhere they could be some more dangerous teams in the conference, because I know that we have those unknowns with Aaron Rodgers or whatever, right? But like they have even more unknowns, and I think it's more so the Vikings. But with the Bears, it's all about that. The defense is going to be solid
for sure, like a top 10 D, like
the defense is going to be solid. Now it's all about that quarterback and who's going to play that role. Like, and how long do you try to hold off from putting Justin Fields into the?
I'm putting him in immediately, to be honest with you, bro. Like, I'm done waiting around. Like, what's funny too is the reps graded the Bears as like an A+ draft, or I don't know about 8, but like one of the best drafts in the league. So, people say that they really filled the needs, that they took 2 offensive tackles after Justin Fields. They got a great receiver, and then I think they took a bunch of skilled players after that. Yeah, they took. Yeah. A running back out of Virginia Tech and another receiver out of North Carolina. So they're going to be very interesting. I would put Fields in immediately. I really at that point, the Bears have gone so long with mediocre quarterbacks. When's the last time they had a decently good, like, Jay Cutler?
Think about exactly, like, the last good quarterback they had was Jay Cutler,
who's not even there.
What?
Yeah, right.
Like. Oh, so even more mediocrity, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I'm immediately putting Justin Fields in. I don't have time for these other quarterbacks to fuck around.
Why wait?
Like throw them in there, man.
Why not? Because they have everything. They
do.
legitimately have everything. They just picked up Marquise Goodwin.
Yeah.
They, they got David Montgomery. They got Tariq Cohen. Like,
Go for it, man. Yeah.
what?
He's dynamic with his legs too, so it'd be interesting to
They
see if they
got
can run.
Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
They just have everything. They have everything. They got you can't.
No, I agree with you, man. They're one of those teams. It's weird, like how bad they've been, but like it's just like one little thing could turn them into like a contender. It seems like to me, or at least like a 11, 12 plus win team. So I would put Fields in immediately and just see what happens. Like, might as well get him the reps, get him the experience, and go from there.
Because literally, because of the situation with Rodgers, that division is up for grabs.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Literally, it's up for grabs. And who's the best suited right now to go and take that?
I'm gonna say the Bears.
I think it's the Bears. You just have to give confidence in the fact that Justin Fields is good enough to get you there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Trubisky Trubisky got them to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Grant, between him and Foles, but they got you to the playoffs, and you would guess that Fields is better.
I would think so too. And the year they got to the playoffs, I think they won a playoff game, or they almost won a playoff. Didn't they miss that field goal? They missed that field goal.
Yeah. Who was the kicker? Oh my!
I don't remember who it was, but it was like for the win.
Yeah, and he
sailed it.
Left. Oh yeah, my goodness!
But I agree with you. I think it's up for grabs, and they're the one that could take it. I'm gonna be honest. Like might be a little bit out on the limb. I'm gonna give them like 10, 11 wins this year.
That's what I was thinking as well. I think like I said, the division is really there for the taking. I honestly think this could probably be one of the weaker divisions in the whole entire league.
Yeah.
But because it's just so many questions and holes, but the Bears is literally theirs. I think it's theirs to take.
I do too. Yep. So you said 10, 11 wins?
I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, let's go over to Minnesota then.
The Vikes.
Yeah. I don't know. They've got good receiving talent. For them, a big question, and I know I say this a lot with all the analysis we do, but like it's again like a big quarterback thing for me. Like I don't know, like if Kirk Cousins can play formidably, like they can be all right because they have a solid, like they're these all right. They have good personnel. Is he gonna? I've seen Kirk go to the playoffs against like my Saints and make like incredible game throws. You know what I mean? And then there's other times he throws the ball and you're like, bro, what the fuck are you doing out there, man?
He's so up and down.
Yeah. So
he's so up and down. I mean, like you said, the receiving core is nice. They have top
best running back. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. And then they picked up Pat Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
They picked up Anthony Barr. Richardson, Mackenzie Alexander, Xavier Woods. So they picked up pieces on the defensive end, right? That I think that they needed to make it. That's where they were hurting the most is on the defensive end. So they made those moves. But what I'm nervous about is things on the offensive line. Like they lost Riley Reef.
They did. Yeah.
So like losing those pieces can be big game changers for them. But
definitely, they did take the first overall pick. They got Darius. He's the offensive tackle out of Virginia Tech, and then later in the draft they got a guard out of Ohio State. So maybe I don't know if they're gonna just plug that because the guard was in what round was that? That was in the third round. So I don't know if he's just gonna be like a plug right in guy. I assume that first overall pick from Virginia Tech is gonna be right in the mix immediately.
I mean, they got Sheldon Richardson in free agency, so that definitely will help. But
yeah, I
think. For them, it's just like how we said it. I think really it's just going to come down to how well that the defense plays, and it's the secondary.
Do they still have Xavier Rhodes?
No,
he's not there anymore.
I thought he was in Miami.
He's in Miami. Okay, for some reason I just thought he went to Indy. I don't know, but yeah, they had. I'm not really sure.
Indy, I forget.
But yeah, their D. I'd agree. It's going to be an X factor for them. If they can make stops, they're going to be really good at controlling the clock with that run game, assuming that the O-line holds up. And then they have a great receiver tandem. It's going to be exciting to see Justin Jefferson continue to grow. Do you think he'll take another step up, or is he going to plateau there for a little while?
I mean, you really don't see a lot of those receivers that second year around really struggle too much.
Mm-hmm.
Especially just how the game is played now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to plateau. I think he'll continue, but I think teams are going to start to kind of hone in on him though a little bit more. But
Gotcha.
I think he'll be all right though.
Yeah, and I love Thielen. I'm a huge Thielen fan. He's just a very consistent,
solid.
Just
solid.
He's not catching bombs or anything, but he's catching anything that's thrown to him, and he can easily give you 100 yards a game. He's a really good receiver. I don't know who they have at like tight end. Did they pick any up?
Well, because I
know they had Tyler Conklin out of Central Michigan, but I don't know if he was coming off as the second tight end. I don't know who. Oh, Rudolph, right?
Yeah, Kyle, but he left. He's gone. No, Kyle's gone.
Yeah, I wonder if Tyler Conklin's their starter now. I'm not sure.
It could be him. They picked out I'm not sure. I really don't know.
That's big,
what
man.
They're going to do there. It probably will be Conklin.
Yeah, because I don't know who else. They didn't draft any. I'm pulling up their depth chart right now. It's Irv Smith Jr. is considered their starter right now, and Tyler Conklin's their second. Who the hell is Irv Smith Jr.? Never even heard of him.
Bama.
Oh, okay. What year is this dude? What the heck?
He's only in the second year.
Okay.
Second or third year, yeah.
Interesting. So they got some young talent. I don't know what they won last year, but I'd say they're going to be a middle of the pack team. I don't know if they have like the DNA to really go really far. Yeah,
they 7, so I'm gonna throw them in that same spot as the Bears, right? Where I think they can get 10 to 11.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you there.
They have the pieces. You just got to see how it works, right? I think they got better defensively, which I think was the biggest component that they need. And then the veteran leadership that they picked up defensively with Patrick Peterson and Anthony Barr and Mackenzie Alexander and Xavier, like they picked up really good pieces that I think can really push them forward. So
for sure, yeah. And again, it just depends on Green Bay. Like if Aaron Rodgers is there, I don't know, maybe like 8 wins again for them, 9 wins. But if he's not there, like it's he's gonna really shake up everything. So
yeah, he'll definitely shift powers, whatever happens with that situation.
And if he stays there, then Green Bay is obviously a chance, if not a favorite, to make it to the NFC Championship game. But if not, I'm gonna be honest, like assuming they're not gonna get like crazy stuff back for Aaron, I don't think they're gonna have any real contenders out of the division. Maybe the Bears.
No.
If Justin Fields plays great, but I just don't see that happening right away.
Yeah.
So
me either.
All right, man. We had some big fights last night. Big fights. Did you watch either of them?
I did not watch either of them. I was house sitting at somebody's place that did not have any type of cable.
Gotcha. Yeah,
but I did see. I saw highlights, and from the highlights that I've seen, like that Loma fight, I think it went as expected. Everybody pretty much thought that was going to be the case.
Mm-hmm.
So wasn't surprised by that. That Barrios and Tank fight though, like that was a pretty good fight.
It was a good fight.
I mean, I think Tank is just really showing that like he
had to work for that one, man. That wasn't like granted he knocked him down 3 times, but like that was a pretty dog-ass fight. They were kind of getting into the center of the ring and, trading blows. And he went up 2 weight divisions to fight. That was a super lightweight fight for him or something like that. So that was like 2 weight divisions above his last fight. So that's very impressive, man. Like you moved up 2 weight divisions and knocked the dude out.
Not to mention that like Barrios, I mean, he had a reach on him. Like Barrios got some power.
He does, yeah. That snapping long hand, yeah.
Man. And
Tank did a good job of really kind of just timing it the first couple rounds, kind of seeing where, and then towards the middle to late rounds, he started pushing forward and kind of closed that distance and then caught him with that right hook.
He had to. Because if it went to the cards, it could have been split.
Yep.
It was a really tight fight for a minute, but that kidney shot.
Dude, that killed him. That right hook that he throws is crazy, man. Like wild. And then when he gets people in trouble, he goes after him. Like goes after
he senses it. He really senses it. So I'm glad that we got that much action over the weekend though.
Me too. It'll be interesting to see what he does next. As far as Loma, as soon as the bout was over, he was like, I want Lopez again, which
I'm sure
which I want to see too. That'd be great.
It was a dog ass first fight.
Yeah. I think that's a needed rematch. I think Loma deserves it. He's clearly still pound for pound one of the best fight. Just watching how that dude changes angles is absolutely insane to me, man. Like he'll hit you, pop, jab, takes a step to his left, and he's completely like to the other side of this dude. The dude's not even looking at him, and by the time he turns his head, Loma's just fucking
blasted.
Yeah,
blasted.
It's like holy shit, man. That footwork is absolutely supreme. I just hope the next fight, if they do fight again, that like there's a feel out process in every fight, but like it seems like it took him like 7, 8, 9 rounds to like be like, okay, I'm not afraid of Teofimo's power, like, and he actually started like going after him. It's like,
yeah, it was right around 8.
Yeah, like you can't wait that long, man. Like by that time, I had thought Lopez won like all those first like 7 rounds, and I was like, all right, so now at this point, you got to go for a knockout or like at least a knockdown to get some of those points back. And he was playing catch up, so I don't know. I think Lopez is a fight soon, so it'll be interesting to see if
he does. Jamal Charlo has a fight coming up.
I think he just fought, actually.
Did he just fight?
He won.
Did it already happen?
I don't know if it was this weekend or last weekend, but he did just fight.
And then we got that Pacquiao fight.
Yeah.
That's coming up in August, right?
Mm-hmm. Him and Spence. That'll be a good one. I meant to go with Spence, but it'll be interesting.
I'll definitely watch that one. Tune in for that one.
Yeah.
And then you got the Fury.
Yeah, Fury
Wilder. And then I think Joshua just
he's fighting Usyk, who is a supremely talented cruiserweight who just moved up to heavyweight. He just won his first bout at heavyweight, but he's not a natural heavyweight, and Joshua's like a natural super heavyweight, if that was even a thing. He's one of those. Yeah. Him and Fury are those type that's like they're not just hovering around that 220 like usual heavyweight weight. Like they're like Lennox Lewis. They're like 250 plus. So
right.
I don't really give Usyk much of a shot, to be honest with you. But I didn't give Andy Ruiz much of a shot, and he knocked the fuck out of Anthony Joshua. So
caught him,
right?
Caught him slipping.
So we'll see, man. Anything's possible.
I'm excited. I'm just excited that it's just action, and it's quality action that's happening, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Shakur Stevenson just fought, and then you just had those 2 fights over the weekend. Like it's been dog ass action that we've been asking for.
Yeah, my hope is that they're noticing that people are bitching and like, catching on to these boxing promoters and, like being like, we're tired of your bullshit, man. We want the fights. Like, and I wonder if that's, making a difference. But because there was that lull there, other than Floyd and Pacquiao, but like from like 2000 to like the last maybe 2016, like boxing was so dull other than those 2 guys. Like no one knew anyone in boxing. So it's good to see that there's stars rising. There's fights often, they're all over the horizon, and just unification bouts are really what just like tickle my, boxing. Like I'm just I need to see a heavyweight championship unification. So like
that would be dope.
Whatever happens with this Tyson Fury Wilder match, like I think that has to be the next fight made, because I doubt they're not going to fight again after that. That'll be the third one.
It'll be done. Yeah, it should be done after that.
Unless Wilder knocks out Fury, bro, then what do we do? Maybe it won't be the next fight, but then to me it's like, okay, they do have to fight again. Like we got to see.
Yeah, you could be right.
And
if that happened,
right? It'd be
how
like,
much
what
draw that would pull. Let's say he goes, that happens, fights Joshua, beats Joshua, and then Fury's like, hold on, no, like I need my shot back again. Like just how like that would probably be the biggest fucking fight.
I know, man. You're
over
right.
like the last like 5-10 years, bro.
Yeah, it would be absolutely huge.
Like you said, heavyweights, when it's a real true heavyweight thing, like they dominate the pay-per-views.
Definitely.
And if you can get that type of dog.
Any of those 3 matchups intrigue me. Obviously, it'd be cool to see Fury and Joshua. I'm kind of sad it didn't get made because they're both undefeated, both from Britain. It would have been really cool to see, like, who's the king.
Yeah.
But Wilder versus Joshua is also very intriguing to me. Like that, like, because Joshua's proven he has a chin, but like he has never fought anyone that punches like Wilder. So like, I don't know. It's just so up in the air. Wilder's just such an interesting dude, man. He's so one-dimensional, but like it's just he can just erase all his issues with that one shot, you know?
Exactly. And we talked about this. He can, if he try to go in here and try to outbox Fury, it's not going to go well, bro.
No.
It's not going to go well. You're going to lose. You're probably going to get embarrassed again.
Yeah.
Like, we understand that you have to get better at throwing combinations. And I would say we both agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
But you can't lose what got you to being a champion, bro. You still got to go head hunting.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe even like start off, you know, throwing combinations, kind of throw Fury off of what he's used to seeing from you, and then kind of, you know, more middle around, assuming like you're not taking a lot of punishment, then try to sneak in one of those huge right hands. Like, but yeah, I agree with you. You can't go in there thinking like, all right, all 12 rounds, I'm going to be a completely different fighter. And like that's not going to work for you, man.
Won't work.
Fury's saying he's bulking up in weight and he's going to go at Wilder even harder than he did in that last fight.
He said he was going to get to like 300, didn't he?
So that's interesting. I don't know if I agree or disagree with that decision. It'll just be interesting to see how that works out for him.
Yeah, because it's just the conditioning. Like, will he be able? Like, we'll be able to maintain that much body weight and not get fatigued?
Right, exactly, and more easy for Wilder to land that one shot. So, you know,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to buy it, but it is an interesting fight. I don't know. So
yeah, definitely have to. I don't know. I'm just happy that we're getting the action that we have been wanting to see and stuff like that. And hopefully we get that Loma Lopez rematch.
Yeah, I think we would. I'd hope so. There's like bad blood there too, man. Like they're very like they talk a lot of shit about each other. So it'll be cool to see, you know, what's gonna go.
Well,
down
I look
there.
like you under witness protection right now,
bro. I don't know. I keep trying to fuck with my light. It keeps doing this. I don't know what the hell's going on. You're right. There we go. Like, why is it?
All we need to do is like give you like a voice cover up so you get like that extra
muffled
deep voice.
I don't know why it keeps doing that. It keeps fucking with me.
That would be funny. Who
who do you think? Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say, who do you think Tank goes for next? Does he keep going up in division, or does he try to like unify it at super lightweight?
So who has the other one?
I don't know, because you know there's like fucking 3 or 4 belts per division now. So it's like, but I wonder what his next. Like, I wonder if he's gonna go like the Pacquiao route, like, or like, you know, one of those old classic middleweight, welterweight type fighters that just like works their way up from like lightweight all the way up to like welterweight or super welterweight, just to be like, you know, okay, I'm a 5 division belt holder, or if he's gonna try to conquer each division and then move around. You know, it'll be interesting.
I mean, man, what if Tank tried to? I mean, granted, I don't know if he would, but what if he went up and tried to go get Lopez?
That'd be a dog ass fight because both of them can fucking punch. I would like to see him fight what's his name, Ryan Garcia, just because they've been talking so much shit back and forth.
Bro, I've been wanting to see a Ryan Garcia fight too, like because he's been like just missing in action, bro. I don't know what's been going on with him, but I wouldn't mind. I would not mind. Yeah, it'll be interesting. What did you have to say? So I was just gonna ask about, you know, last time we spoke, we talked about the whole pitching situation with the MLB, right? So I don't know if you saw last week. There were 2 instances that happened. One happened with Scherzer.
You talking about them checking him?
Yeah, and he got checked 3 times.
Yeah,
in the game or whatever. And so, well, no, it was the opposing coach that asked him to check.
Yeah, that's usually how it works, man. I've seen that because after me and you talked about it, I went and watched a bunch of old videos, and we were talking about that. Was he a Yankees player? Whoever that one pitcher was that had that tar on his neck, and it's usually the manager of the other team that points to the ump or like calls the ump over and is like, "Go check that dude out." Well,
so what I found to be interesting, and I forget who it was that mentioned this, but like they had to be careful with that. And the reason why I say they had to be careful, not in a situation where not trying to expose those players or anything, but Clayton Kershaw talked about it. It could mess up a pitcher's rhythm.
Yeah.
Especially because Scherzer was in a situation where he had first and third with I think like 2 outs or something like that. You know, or 1 out, but he was able to get out of that without. But like, you could really mess up somebody's rhythm that way.
I totally agree.
And so I think they have to monitor how they're going to go about the situation? They're going to continue to let these guys like keep checking people. Like I think there has to be a limit.
Why don't they just check a pitcher whenever he checks in the pitch, like right, and then just be over with it? That's why I mean, it would take 10 seconds, like just to start
right before they go out onto the mound, like you check them every inning in between those innings and check or whatever.
Yeah,
but checking them during like the middle of an inning,
fuck
like,
that.
It's just crazy because you completely throwing off that guy's rhythm, and then you may have somebody shook, right?
Oh, exactly, yeah.
And completely. Right. So it'll be interesting how they try to manage this kind of going forward, because I can't see how they're going to continue to let stuff like that happen. Like dudes is ready to strip, they getting checked so much, bro. It's kind of crazy, but like having somebody check 3 times in one game is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. And like you said, by that third check, that probably would throw my rhythm as a pitcher. I'd probably get pissed and be like, "Yo, what the fuck? Like I'm pitching right now. Like what are you doing?" So I don't know. That's very interesting, man. They must really be like, people are getting pissed or, they just, I don't know, because they didn't talk about this much over the last couple seasons. Everyone knew that pitchers use foreign substances to try to get a better grip on the ball, but like why it's funny that now, and I wonder if it's like you said, because strikeouts are so prevalent now and the batting averages are so low. I don't know. It's interesting, man.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see like how it goes moving forward. Right. And what happens with it all, but it would just it's funny that we talk about this, and this is probably one of those stories that could probably be going on for the rest of the season, like what happens and like what do they do when it comes to the playoffs, and you know what I mean, like how's that going to affect how that's going to affect things.
Yeah, how far into the season are we? Like halfway? Not even?
Yeah, I think because they started playoffs around like September, October. So
usually, yeah. Did they start the normal time this season? Was it usually?
Yeah, I think they started on time, so we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll definitely see. But I was gonna say this before we get off. We need you guys to keep liking this, keep sharing this, keep watching us.
Appreciate the subscribers. We're only gonna keep getting better, right?
Exactly. Start leaving comments.
Yep.
Tell us what you wanted. Tell us what you want us to talk about. Let us know. We can definitely get some things in there, some things that you guys want to talk about, but holler back at us, bro.
Yeah, that's right, man. Appreciate everyone that supported us so far, and we ain't stopping. We're going to keep going. So
yes.